Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we're going to hope everything goes right and make a craft.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like our battery's low, so we're going to make this kind of quick. But as you saw from the header, we're making speed stick speeders.
I hate you.
This was made out of a deodorant can.
Which is weird because I'm almost worse.
And yes, the back engines light up.
Same things we used to make the UFO gun.
The Martian Walker, that is correct.
Yeah.
We have
the UFO.
a couple extras for the next one that we're going to make.
We finally found some.
Thanks to Dollar Tree, we love these things. And while this one's just about done, the little guy's going to glue on some more silver gribblies.
And once we get a full gloss, we will spray the front end with full gloss.
Yeah, it's still pretty cool.
We might give it.
And we're gonna put some little covers on the backside,
which is going to be what I'm doing.
To mute the light so it's not so bright. I always wondered why Luke's speeder had 3 jet engines on it, but didn't look like it ever went beyond 50 miles an hour. But
they probably just didn't work very well.
Yeah, or they were low power, but either way. One other thing we didn't do with this, when you open up one of these speed sticks and you pull it apart, you get this cool little cap.
Which we have washed, by the way.
Yeah, we washed everything and cleaned it up.
We didn't ever use them.
But these cool little caps make for great flight stands to keep it just a little bit off the ground. See if the camera can get in there and show you, but I'll just hold it up like this. But it'll make a great, it's clear plastic, so it'll make a nice flight stand that you won't really see. I could just use a couple of bottle caps or something.
Or 2 wires.
Yeah, I thought about giving it landing gear, but Luke's didn't have it. It just hovered all the time, which was, kind of cool that, it just, didn't need any sort of landing gear. And, I don't know about you guys, but I watched the making of Star Wars way back in the day and saw how they, tricked us with camera angles and stuff. And Luke's speeder was always one of my favorite vehicles.
Yeah, I just continue.
But, I think it turned out pretty good. What do you think, bud? You like?
Yes.
Yeah. It was actually his design. He took the parts.
Well, you came up with the idea.
Right.
The design of this.
And a lot of people probably are thinking, oh, it's kind of like the Games Workshop hover tank that they made, going on 35, almost 40 years ago. And they took a deodorant can and turned it into a little hover tank. But I wanted to show everybody something. Back then, this deodorant can is about the same thickness as the deodorants back in the day when they made their little tank. And here's
Which is how we got inspired to make this.
Right, because I have a copy of Rogue Trader from way back when, and I remember making one of these.
Did they remove it from that book?
The version I have, I probably just missed it, or maybe they did remove it. But I got this Star Schlock Astro Guard here just to show you scale that you can't fit in this as a tank like they showed it. I don't care how you sit. You'd have to add a lot of stuff.
It'd be a very light tank.
You'd be very cramped, and you'd be sitting like this or something, or maybe just barely in that little turret.
As we found out that
they are
wasn't for the base.
Yeah, it is to scale, and I almost thought about
putting actually fit him in there.
Right, and so this is to scale, even though the model parts that we're using, like the bucket seats and the other seats, they're a little bigger, but I just figure they want, comfy seats in their car. So while he starts to super glue some stuff on here, and, a fair warning, if this video cuts out, you saw the finished project. It's really just drilling some holes and cutting some other holes.
So do I do it like this?
However you want. You
like
get the super glue.
I think this looks better, but this looks better from the side.
But the other way looks better.
This looks better from the front.
Yeah, let's go with that. Can you do me a favor and try to peel this tape off a little from the wax paper? What I did was I took some wax paper and some masking tape and glued them to each other so that I could...
Glued them?
Well, I mean, tape the masking tape to.
Oh, this is actually a bit harder than it.
Yeah, I don't have any fingernails. And the reason I did that was so that I could fold the tape and get a perfect mirrored image
I'm doing
to,
it on the wrong side.
so that when
That's why it was not working.
so that I could then cut the tape in sort of a curved fashion here, kind of like making a heart. You know, where you fold the paper in half and then make the curve and then you cut the other triangle. So that I could then stick the tape back on the deodorant can so that I'll have a rounded sort of cockpit like I did here.
Oh, this is harder than I thought. Yeah, you should have watched
So that then I could then use, watch out, Pop, the hot knife and use the tape as a template to cut the hole into the top of the deodorant can. Because if I just tried to draw it, I tried all kinds of markers. If I had one of those grease pencils, maybe I could do it.
Did you do this the first time?
I just peeled it off. I got lucky. It was before I trimmed my nails or something.
Oh.
Let me see if I can do it while you go back to work on gluing stuff. And it's not working. Use the right side. I just cut the paper just a little too short, I guess.
Okay. I'm gonna turn the lights on.
So you can see what you're doing.
Good. Now for the second one.
Oh, that looks good. That looks a lot better. Hopefully we can get that. Oh, you know what? Did you want to put another one in the back to cover up that white circle?
Those are too small.
Oh, okay. We'll use something
bigger.
else.
But yes, we should do that.
And then after I cut the circle, not really a circle, but the shape that I designed. After I cut this out, then I'm just going to go over here and I'll do that now. And let me see. Probably going to need my glasses, but fortunately you won't see me with these dorky glasses on. So that I can punch the hole. Actually, you know what? I could do it right there. And a little further up. I was going to put them really far back.
You can't really tell. So
In the light, the light's very bright.
especially on camera.
Yeah.
But in person, it's not a problem.
But there you go. You can see how the rims that he glued on from the model car, when the light's not on, just looks more like the jet engine.
I just realized that is there.
Yeah, that little turn symbol. Yeah, I know. Okay, well, we'll move on to the next part, and I'll try and cut the holes. But you get the
Can I
basic
put
idea.
this-
Let me see that. I just cut it too short, and there's
Yeah.
not enough paper. But
Should I
basically,
put this like here or something. Where do you think I should put these?
anywhere you want, bud.
Here?
That's cool too.
Wait, no.
We're just adding, you know,
Where's the other one? of these?
unnameable details.
What's the other part of this?
Other part of what? Oh,
This is too small.
didn't I? Oh,
That's too small.
oh, there's another one in here, I think. Yes, there is.
Mm. Well, I guess there goes that option for that one, but I think other options will.
But you get the idea, folks. Just cut your tape, give yourself a little bit more room to peel the tape off the wax paper so that you can glue this shape like that. And you just tape, that way you have a rounded sort of front area and then a squared area. And I'm actually probably going to make, now that I think about it, if I were to put this in here, there really wouldn't be enough room. I need to make a different shape. But there wouldn't be enough room for this, because I'm going to actually make it a 3-seater to make it look, you know, kind of alien, because there really are no 3-seaters. And if I tried to put the back seats there, it's just not enough room. So it's a good thing I didn't actually put that piece of tape there, because it's just not big enough. I want to give the back passage almost kind of like a taxi, if you will, you know, where the driver is driving around 2 people, or a really small limo, or, you know, some sort of executive's car.
Some stuff up.
You got super glue on it, just wipe it off fast. One of the reasons we
Yeah,
didn't
but
paint
that
these,
removes the gloss,
I know, we can just fix that with the clear coat.
I guess.
One of the reasons we didn't paint these is because the paint just would scratch off.
Though we did paint this.
Yeah, we painted the front end, but with this one, since it's all silver, the only thing I'm going to paint is these sides right here and paint them black and then dry brush back over them with a chrome. But you don't need to, you know, depending on which plastic container you buy, you know, that's up to you. If you want to paint it, you can. We just decided to keep the plastic the way it is because it's nice and silver, nice and shiny. Same with the black. You know, we thought about kind of making them a little bit weathered, but we really didn't want to go with that look. We wanted to make them look, you know, like hot rods or almost race cars. You know, as brand new as possible, just so that
there's a problem with that, but
yeah, well, that we can always cover that with Griblies, or I
That wouldn't look good.
or I can take some nail polish remover and remove the super glue. So don't worry about that.
this is a
Yeah. It'll come off. A lot of stuff will peel off here. The stickers, I didn't have to use any goo release or any special cleaners. I just rubbed it off. It came off nice and shiny. And we're going to just stick with the basic colors. And we got these at the Dollar Tree because if you try getting them somewhere else, you know, you're going to spend like $3-4, you know, on your deodorant. And yeah, I would recommend using it up first. Don't want to waste. We didn't because we were in a hurry. And I actually used spray instead of roll-on. But that's neither here nor there. Just a little piece of plastic that's not good. But I think you guys get the basic idea for this project. Are you going to glue any more pieces on?
No, I think this is good. Aside from this piece, which I don't have.
Well, I can cut the other piece for you later.
Yeah, I know, but that's later.
And then, like I said, you know, after I've cut this hole in, we've got a couple of different windshield options, but I don't really know which one I'm going to go with. This is actually from a set of Legos. This is from the model car.
Same one that this came from.
And I'm hoping to actually find something different
Same than most of these chrome pieces.
because I really don't like the shape of this one.
Yeah, but I think it's our best option.
Yeah, I'm going to try one last time this weekend to find like
but if it doesn't, then
something else.
Because it actually fits really well. The only problem
is it's not perfect, and we wanted something as close to perfect as possible.
But the problem with that is it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
Because we originally thought it was going to be too low, but looking at this one, we found out that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, with the
because of how low
the passengers inside, we can make it so they're pretty low. Also,
it'll be something like that, which looks low, but it probably won't be.
no, not if the bucket seats are low. Now let me show one last thing.
I can't hold on to anything anymore because my hands have.
Placing these engines is entirely up to you.
I can't hold anything.
Where you want to put them, you know, anywhere along here.
Yeah, that looks good.
You know, it's all up to you where you place the engines. But I used a large amount of paper clay to make the interior to hide the cavities. I don't know if you can see there. I actually have a little bit of there's a steering wheel and a dash panel of some buttons and things like that, you know, for the radio or whatever, you know, the alarm system. Who knows? You know, it's a sci-fi car. I don't know if you can see that in there. But I use paper clay. Everywhere you see that's red is just paper clay just squished in there to hide the cavity and to hide the glue joints for the turbines or the jets or whatever these things are. You could also, if you wanted, you could make it so that these engines are adjustable so that they could literally go like that for VTO, vertical takeoff and landing, or, you know, what have you. But I decided to fix them in place. It just made more sense. It wouldn't have been hard to just, you know, cut this ball off, stick it in there, and then attach another piece so that they could swivel. But I didn't want to go for that. But the paper clay is, or any other putty, is key to hiding the cavities and making it look more, you know, like the interior of a car. Anything else you want to add?
I think that's about it. And the battery's getting low.
Right.
So,
Sorry to rush this one, folks, but this is a
We
quick
didn't
craft.
really need to.
Yeah, I
This
didn't
is
think you wanted to
actual-
watch me actually cut through the plastic with a hot knife.
Yeah.
But now that you know how to make a stencil to cut around
just
the tape,
make sure that
that was the hardest part I had to work with, because I couldn't think of how to draw the shape of the cockpit on the exterior of the ship without it rubbing off while I was working on it. I tried Sharpies, they just rubbed right off. I couldn't believe that. I tried pencil and other markers, but then the tape idea came to me. Just tape some masking tape to wax paper, and make sure you leave yourself enough an edge like I didn't, so that you could peel the tape back off, because that was a major blowout
that's
on
a
my
problem
part.
with actual. That's what actual stickers do, is they leave.
But I actually learned this
Loose.
trick from watching Create Sci-Fi, which is a new channel I recently discovered. Go out and
Not
check.
recently.
Well, I rediscovered because I hadn't
Yeah.
watched him in a while. But Create Sci-Fi, the guy's a genius. He's very funny and very informative, and he does a lot of neat stuff. So check out his channel. But he gave me the idea of using stencils, self-adhesive stickers for some of the things he was doing, and that led me to create the idea of just taking some tape, gluing it to wax paper. Because believe it or not, it does peel off. I was able to do it for this one.
Just not this one.
I just didn't give
'Cause he didn't
myself
do it
enough.
right.
I just didn't give myself enough room to peel it off to get your fingers in there. I just cut it too short. But I hope you guys like this craft. I hope you guys come back at the end of the month to see both of them in their face-off race down the length of our dinner table. I think the gray one's gonna win, because it's just gonna be bigger and therefore has more power. But I could be wrong. Okay, I'm having a hard time holding on to things tonight too.
Yeah,
But we'd also, of course, love to see your take on this. If you've built some of the old sci-fi, hover tanks, I'd like to see those. If you want to build a couple of street racers, send us photos of those. Whatever your take on this little project, let us know, because the little guy, thought I was crazy at first when I pulled this out of my hat of tricks, and as you can see, the little black one really turned out pretty sharp. It's gonna be a fun addition. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun addition to any tabletop. Use it as scattered terrain, things for people to hide behind. You name it, sky's the limit, as always.
Because you can use cars for a lot of things.
Right, and finding something like this as a model kit, I can't find one unless I took a model of Luke's speeder and modified it a lot. This cost us $1 each and $1, and bits from our bits box. Oh, we did buy a model kit for this because we didn't have the windshields, but you guys probably do, because you probably have better bits boxes than we do. Ours is running dry again. Time to go back to the thrift store, eh? Yeah. So there you have it, folks. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you come back to see us. Little guy's going to be painting the Mecha Dragon, and I'm going to be painting some Star Schlock. Still can't get over these miniatures. Having a blast with them.
I kind of wish I could have painted some, but I will.
Well, you know what? I'll let you pick out a couple.
No, if we're gonna get more anyways.
Yeah, well, that's true. We are going to get probably about 50 more miniatures. So maybe not 50, but definitely over 30.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out, and we will see you guys Sunday. Good night.
Good night. So